system over the weekend. Snapshot of the region. We'll get updated numbers tomorrow from the unaccompanied children, but you see the numbers from last week. We have 4 declarations: Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, and Louisiana. See the updated numbers from the damage assessments that are going on in Texas and Oklahoma. And the fire management grant requests have been received over the weekend. Now, as we switch over to the Geo platform this morning, things are relatively quiet around the region this morning. Brian's got a weather update for us in just a moment. No changes to the status of our state EOCs, all at level 4, as is the region here and the National Watch. No changes to the status of our IMAX. No shelters to talk about this morning, and all power outages are less than 1,000. So now we'll switch over and take a zoom into the Galveston area this morning. At about 6 o'clock this morning, the state of Texas received a report that a tugboat lost power, collided with a barge that had about 1 million gallons of naphtha on it. That barge did catch fire, and this area of the intercoastal waterway is closed right now, and there is a possible inhalation hazard with that, but the waterway is closed right now. So now we'll go back over to the big map and turn it over to Brian.
Okay, good morning, everybody. We do have some excessive heat advisories out there for the eastern half of the region, and then over in New Mexico we have a flash flood watch that's in effect for the northern portions of New Mexico. Nothing really showing up on radar right now except for some activity that's starting to sneak into Oklahoma. We will have a stationary front that'll set up over the northern portions of the region over the next 24 to 36 hours, and we'll see some decent shower and thunderstorm activity over northeast New Mexico and into the panhandles and northern portions of Oklahoma, possibly into Arkansas. That's going to be for the next 2 days. We'll have that marginal threat for severe weather, mostly damaging winds and flash flooding. Nothing really in the way of any sort of tornado activity expected with that front that's going to set up over there. The heat's expected to continue pretty much for the next 5 days at least. And other than that, we really don't have anything going on across the region as far as hazards are concerned. The tropics remain very quiet, at least for the Atlantic Basin and the Gulf, and so nothing to worry about over there. There's your severe weather outlook. Just a marginal risk, as I mentioned, and that is primarily for damaging winds and hail, and then also heavy rain and flash flooding will be associated with that same general area. So taking a look at the hazards in the upper left there, you can see the area being highlighted for the marginal risk of severe weather, and also pretty decent amounts for as far as heavy rain is concerned. The same general area tomorrow, although it does sag southward a little bit into Arkansas, and you can see in the lower right there the rainfall amounts for the next 5 days. The majority of that is going to occur over the next 24 to 48 hours, where we have a pretty decent swath of 2 to 3 inches being forecast from the panhandles eastward across the northern portions of Oklahoma and Arkansas. So certainly we'll probably see some flash flooding reports over the next 48 hours or so over there, and also into northeast New Mexico. The drought remains in pretty good shape, except for over in western New Mexico, and that'll probably be improving over the next couple of months as the monsoonal moisture continues to pump into New Mexico. Space weather is really quiet with no impacts to the region, and that's all I've got unless there's any questions.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. Any question for the Weather Service? Type them in the chat window. If you're on the phone, just ask your question. In the meantime, looking at the events around the region this week. Today's meetings are in bold there. Highlight the rock drill that is Wednesday and Thursday. On this day in history, Neil Armstrong, first man to walk on the moon. And there's a picture of Neil Armstrong. Any questions this morning? All right, everyone.